Sit cross legs and roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the chest and bring your hands together. Relax the facial muscles. Relax the throat, the jaw, the tongue in your mouth, and gently close your eyes. Lift the sides of the body and also lengthen the back side of your sacrum, of your lumbar spine, down. And the front side, so the one side facing your organs, lift it up. Notice how when you lift the anterior side of your sacrum, there's more space for your abdomen to recede back. Relax your legs, the groin, and then take a little deeper inhalation than before. Lift the chest some more open across the collarbones, and keeping that lift, bow your head. Drop the palms down on your thighs, and as you raise your head, slowly open your eyes. Okay, let's begin in this child's pose very briefly. Big toes together, knees apart, extending the body forward, trying to keep the buttocks on the heels. So send the weight of your body to the front of your ankles, so the sitting bones are really sitting down, and then lengthen the sternum so that it wants to reach all the way to the front of the mat. And then little by little, start walking your hands away from your body, one hand at a time, little steps. Every step you make with your hands, lengthen the side of the body more. And as I was saying before, this back side of your sacrum is lengthening away to the wall behind you, and the side of your sacrum that's facing your organs is lifting up. Then bring your head down. If the head doesn't touch the ground, cup your fingers and lengthen the head in line with the spine. Then look up, flatten the hands, turn the upper arms from the inside out. So the muscles of your upper arms are gluing or wrapping around the bone. And then bring your body to all fours. Separate your feet so that everything is now hip width apart, knees and feet. And the same action you were doing with your upper arms, do it with your thighs. So wrap the muscles of your quadriceps around the bone. So pushing the thighs back, pushing the upper arms forwards. Then turn your toes under and repeating that action. We will lift up into dog pose. But before we do that, we want to send the body weight to the knuckles of the hands and the fingertips. So pretend that you actually want to lift the wrists off the ground. Or the mat is on fire, so you want to lift the palms off the ground, but keep the fingers pressing down. With that, also again, turn the upper arms from the inside out, and now over the knees, lift the hips, and push your elbows away from your hands. So keep the knees bent for a moment, and press the knuckles of your fingers, press the fingertips down, slightly lighten the pose on the palms of the hands, and then send the body weight back. When you're ready, start extending the legs. Extend the heels, the back of the thighs, the back of the knees. Everything is attracted to the wall behind you. Now again, that back side of the sacrum needs to go back. And the anterior side of the sacrum, the one facing your gut, needs to lift up to your chest. So align your spine. And then look up at your hands, walk your feet to your hands, come into Uttanasana, inhale and come back up. Right. So what we're going to do now is a series of poses, standing poses. We will start in tadasana with the 2 feet hip width apart, interlacing the fingers. So I am basically interlacing right to the pit and then sending the hands away from me. When I send the hands away from me, I will try not to lose the little fingers and the thumbs. So all 10 fingers will be in contact, and I want the wrists to lead the way. Opening the palms, wrists lead the way. I am locking my elbows. Send the weight of your body to the heels, thighs back, back of the legs back, just as we did in downward dog, and then extend your arms and lift them up over your head with the palms facing the ceiling. Now, extend the back side of your sacrum down, the anterior side of your sacrum up, lift the chest, and see if you can lift the arms so the upper arms come level with your ears. If that is not the case, open the arms wherever you can reach, but locking the elbows. So trying to open the angle between the armpit and the torso, but also don't lose your neck, so roll the shoulders down, close the ribs, the floating ribs, and then release. Change the interlace of your fingers, bring the other little finger at the bottom, but this time around have your hands behind you. And we're not going to turn them around, we're simply going to revolve the shoulders to open the chest, and then slide the thumbs along the buttocks to lengthen the elbows. So we are pressing the wrists away from us, lifting the chest more, rolling the shoulders down, lengthening the buttocks, sending the weight to the heels. Lift the chest and keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. It's not a question of lifting the arms, it's a question of lengthening them down from the wrists. Also opening the upper arms, opening the chest, and then release. So that was a warm-up for the shoulders and for the collarbone area as well. Now we're going to come into chair pose. So let's imagine for a moment that we have a belt around the hands. So you want to push out into the belt, more or less like this. If you had something around the wrists and you had to push out, that will make your pectoral muscles work, and it will help support the asana with the arms up. So keep the hands, the feet hip width distance apart, keep the hands pressing out into some imaginary belt, lock your elbows, and then as you lift the arms up above your head, push out and bend your knees. Bend your knees. Try and keep the chest lifted, the arms lifted, so the arms are not coming forward. Arms lifted. Bring your buttocks down. Send the body weight back. And now, posterior side of the sacrum going down and back. Anterior side of the sacrum lifting up. Inhale and come back up. Bring your arms down. We will repeat one more time. So this time around, let's try to do it with the feet together instead. Bring the hands by your side and push out into some kind of imaginary belt. So that will place the shoulders and pin them in place. We need to keep them as they are when you lift the arms. So as we lift the arms, send the weight back, lock your elbows, and then sit on an imaginary chair. Keep the chest lifted, lengthen the arms, keep the head lifted, looking up, and now lift the pubic bone up towards your knees. Wrap the muscles of your buttocks around the sitting bones and lift yourself up. Okay. So, with those two versions of this asana, so with legs apart and legs together, we're going to use the leg together one and add something else. It's almost like a squat. So we want to lift the arms up and then bend, taking the body completely down. So almost parallel to the ground. But the arms will want to go down. So what you want to do is keep the arms there. Of course, if you have any knee injury or back injury, or if you have your period today, you want to take your hands down and support yourself. And also, if you have a bad back, you can open the legs wider. Otherwise, we will do that action and then try to release one leg. Releasing one leg, still bend, and then we'll bring it back into chair pose. So, inhale, lift your arms up above your head, and then bend the knees. Sit on an imaginary chair. Extend your body, extend your spine. Now place the whole body on top of your thighs. Don't lower the arms unless you really need it. Grip the outer hips, grip the outer buttocks. Keep the body extending forwards and the sacrum extending back. And now release your right leg, almost as if you were a cyclist. Extend the body one side and grip the outer hip of the standing leg. Bring the two legs together. Come up onto chair pose. Inhale, lift up again. We will repeat with the other leg as soon as we catch up with our breath. Lift the arms up, chair pose, extend the body, lengthen the buttocks, send the weight back, as if someone was actually pulling you back from the hips. Now, lie your body flat so that it is parallel to the floor. Grip the hips, grip the thighs into one another, and release into some kind of warrior three pose with legs bent. Bring the knees together again, lift into chair pose, Urdhva and rest. Okay, we've just done it with legs bent. All we need to do now is straighten the legs. So we will straighten. Let's come down already with straight legs. And then we merge everything with bent legs. Lift your arms up above your head. Again, pretend you have a belt around the wrists. And still with the legs completely straight. And with the arms completely straight, we will fold at the hip, body parallel to the ground. And now, right leg up. From the inner groin, you want to lift the right leg from the inner groin. Then extend the heel away from you. Two hips are facing the floor. So bring the right buttock down. Extend in opposite directions. And then bring the leg down. Body up and release. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Recover. And repeat to the left. So lift your arms up. Now hinge at the hip to come into Ardha Uttanasana. Extend the body parallel to the floor. So a moment ago we had the thighs to support us. Now we don't have the thighs anymore. So push the buttocks forward. Now grip the hips in. Lighten the pose on the left. Extend the left leg away. Roll the buttocks from the front, from the back to the front. So two buttocks facing the ceiling, two hip bones facing the floor. Extend the arms in one direction, the left leg in the other direction, and then come back up the same way you came in. Right. Okay, so now we're going to come to this classical version of Virabhadrasana 3 from Virabhadrasana 1. From the center of the yoga mat, we may be traveling. So it is a possibility that we have one foot outside the mat when we do Vira 1, and then as we take flight, we will be safely on the center of the yoga mat. If you need, or if you feel that you need extra support, you can have a chair, a cushion, a bolster, or whatever you think, or a couple of bricks even, whatever you think will help for when you come into warrior pose and you lose the balance. So you can, of course, use hands against the wall, hands against the windowsill, chair, or lower down to some kind of support. So we will stand in the center of the yoga mat and step backwards with your left foot. So step back with your left. Doesn't matter if you lost the yoga mat, this is just temporary. And keep the heel of the left foot on the ground. Turn that thigh from back to front. Bend the right knee into a right angle and lift again. So posterior side of the sacrum going down, anterior going up. Now lift your arms up as if you still had a belt around your wrists, pushing out into that belt. Lift the chest. Now, we align the body flat, parallel to the floor, flat on the right side. Extend your arms. Now turn the toes of the left foot out so the heel is facing the ceiling. Grip the hips, and we're going to come into warrior 3 from there. So the left leg is lifting, the body is extending forward, and the hips are facing the floor. Extend some more. Bend the right knee, flatten the torso on that side. Come back the same way you came in. Then stretch your legs, have the hands on the hips, step forwards. That's your perfect kind of distance, middle of the mat. Now, we will come to warrior 1 with the other leg first. Stepping back with your right, big step back, as large as you can take it, because this is Vira 1. If the heel of the right is not going down completely to the floor, aim at that. But our priority is even weight on both legs, mostly pressing the outer edge of that foot and rotating that thigh from back to front. Ascend the anterior side of your sacrum. Press the big toe mountain inner heel of your front leg. Now ascend your arms and use your right shoulder to turn you more to the front. Now bend the left knee. Keep extending your right leg. Bend the left knee. And then come with your body on top of that left thigh. Extend the body that's parallel to the floor, as are the arms. Now turn the heel of the right all the way out, and then take off. You can put the hands down if you're losing balance. Otherwise, extend the body completely forward, the legs back. Extend the right leg back. Extend the torso forward. Bend the left leg again. Find the floor with your right. Stretch up. Bring your hands to your hips. Step forward, tadasana. Okay. Let's do Ardha Uttanasana, just to, restful Uttanasana to catch the breath. Open your legs as wide as your mat. Fold your elbows and still working the legs. Bring the body down. Bring the body down. lengthen the neck and head. You don't really want to create any effort around the neck and top of the spine. See that your buttocks are not behind the heels, so you really want to push the center of the buttock creases forward. Change the crossing of your elbows. Let the body hang and take inhalations and exhalations to oxygenate and bring the heartbeat back to normal. And then inhale, release your hands, and come back up. Okay, we're going to go to the floor now. So we'll do this position where it's like a bridge position, so Chatuspadasana, and we will do it 3 times. The third time, we will try and bring our hands underneath the waist in this position with the thumbs out and the fingers in, almost as if we were trying to do shoulder stand. So the first action is bringing the whole body down and taking the hands facing the ceiling, if possible, underneath the heels. So I am pressing the fingertips or fingernails at the moment. We will come up halfway through, so pubic bone, navel, and chest, lifting halfway. And then I will start walking the shoulders even more deeply. So the hands are catching more and more of the sole of the foot. And then I will lift the pubic bone up, the buttock creases up, the chest up to my chin. Lift and roll the thighs inwards. Press the heels down. See if you can make the shoulders walk a little deeper in towards the heels. And then release down. When you release your buttocks down, try not to lose that grip between the hands and the feet. On the contrary, see if you can now make the most of it and catch even deeper. So press the heels down. We will do this one more time. Lifting. Lift from the back of the thighs. Lift from the buttocks and the chest. Chest to chin. Thighs up. Shin bones up to the head. And then release down. So this time around, we will come up, but only with the tip of the toe. So bring the heels even closer to you and lift the heels. So we have a better lift in the back. Peel off the pubic bone, navel, chest, and then roll the thighs in. Carry on lifting. Carry on walking your shoulders away from your ears. And then see if you can bend your elbows, fold the wrists, and catch the back or the shoulder blades of the back ribs. Then bend or flex your feet and bring your heels down if you can. Carry on lifting your buttocks. Lift the heels, release very gently, and land your buttocks on the floor. Now you can hug the shins and just rock from one side to the other to recover from that arch. And then we will come into Shavasana. So either extending the legs away from me or bend your knees and roll the knees together, feet apart. It's up to you, however you want to take this restful position and extend the legs if you can, but lengthen the base of the skull away from your shoulders, lengthen the waist down towards your buttocks, and then Open the arms out to the sides, rolling the palms to face the ceiling, opening the upper arms. Try to relax the facial muscles and the tongue in your mouth. If you find that your chin is lifting up, readjust your head. Even put a pillow underneath your head if you need to. Take one deep inhalation breath from the tip of your toes all the way up to the nose. And keeping the lift in your chest after that mega inhalation. Exhale completely, also through the nose. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. One by one, we will bring the hands to rest whether you're comfortable in your body. One by one, slide the heels along the mat to bring the knees up. Roll over onto the right side. Hold your head with your right hand. And then using your left hand, push the ground to come up into a sitting position, bringing the head up last. Take a bow to thank your body and mind for being healthy enough to allow us to do this yoga session today. And thank the teachers before us who showed us the way so generously. Namaste. Have a lovely weekend. And see you next week.
Thank you, Rosana. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much. Namaste.